Maybe. All right, so tonight we are talking about Pergo because on this weekend, specifically 2 nights ago, Seattle Go Center hosted its something annual Pergo tournament. So what is Pergo?
2 people play Go.
2 people play Go. That's how normal Go works. Try again.
4 people play Go.
4 people play Go. And what do those 4 people do?
Alternate.
They alternate. It's 2 teams of 2. And specifically, if we're... He's sleeping, isn't he? He fell asleep last class.
Don't take it personal.
I know, he fell asleep last class.
It's going to be really morbid.
Gotta get him a normal bedtime.
Some pretty righteous snoring the other day.
I know, last time.
Just put him on you.
He was, no, the last video, I when, like the first, like, well, not the first time he snored, but one of the other times, I had a little blinking light, the Dan's snoring light. Watching this video now, you can go back and watch the
World champion.
anyway, world champion. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Pergo, I don't know what I was talking about. 4 people, right? How is it different than Rengo? Have you heard of Rengo? No, okay. So Rengo and Pergo are the same thing, except Pergo is, in theory, not always in practice, but in theory, is always a man and a woman. And again, I say in theory, we're gonna see that just immediately countered by what I'm about to show you next, but it's something you're supposed to dress up for. Your commoner clothing is not permitted usually to play Pergo. It's supposed to be a gala event. It's really, I believe it originated in Japan, though there is a World Pergo Association that, celebrates Pergo in I don't know how many countries. It is an official thing and it's not an official thing. It's really like a just for fun thing, but it does have an official organization and official tournaments and stuff like that as well. So it's really like in this really weird line between, or area between like socializing and Go, right? It's trying to like make Go into this cultural thing that it's not really, but it might be kind of fun. I think it also has the alternative objective of trying to bring more women into the game, or people, especially women who wouldn't normally want to play in a tournament. Well, hot damn, we get all the ladies to dress up and we'll bring them here, right? It's very offensive in that way. But I think that was kind of the mindset, right? At least when the Japanese were trying to figure out, these things. Let's make it about clothes. It's like, oh God. So it's so offensive in that way. Anyway. Rengo, right, is usually what we just call 2 people of any gender just playing a game of Pergo. So if you are playing, just go with your friends, and you're not dressing up, and it's not at a sponsored Pergo event. You're probably just playing Rengo. But for the most part, they're pretty interchangeable. If you talk with Go players, they're pretty interchangeable. So yeah, that'll get some YouTube comments right there about people's thoughts on the conservatism and gender normalization required for Pergo. At the tournament on Saturday, they actually went back and forth with what would be allowed. Because, number one, I just showed up to the tournament because Lee Hodgin was here. Do you guys know Haley, as she is affectionately known on the internet? She's a retired 4-dan professional with a very popular channel. If you don't know Haley's World of Badook, go check it out on YouTube. She's got 100 and something videos up, and she is way stronger than me and way better, I think at explaining, she's also very good. Explaining really complicated moves and making them sound really simple, to the point where you think you can play like a 4-dan professional and then go and fail, but she gets you there. She makes you think you can do it. But I've known her for many years, probably like maybe almost 10 years now, maybe 8. I don't know, some number of years. 2009, I guess. Yeah, 2009. What year is it? Oh my God, it's gonna be 2019. Shit, I got stuff to do. Anyway, very wonderful professional. She worked, she was actually, trained through the Korean professional system. She worked for I think it was the International Go Federation or something. And maybe she also worked for the KBA, the Korean Badook Association. A lot of people don't know this, but she was also one of the primary people responsible for setting up the first match between AlphaGo and Lee Sedol. And so she worked behind the scenes to do that as well, which she doesn't really talk about a lot, but if you ask her, she will. She also has a book out. If you want to know more just about her life as a professional Go player, you can go buy Lee Hodgen's book. So she was just in town for less than one day, and so we got her to come to play in this one pair Go tournament. She brought her husband, who is an American. He's about a 4Q, and he's a very fun, knowledgeable guy. And so they came to this tournament. And I wanted to go and hang out with them because we're friends, and they're in town, and why not? So I didn't really come expecting to play. But then the tournament director said that people who are just here to observe the tournament cannot. Like, this is an official Parago thing, and it's serious, and there's people dressed up in gowns and ties, and I'm here looking like this. And I don't think I look bad, right? But this isn't Parago worthy. And so he was going to kick everyone else out. But he said, if there are people here without partners who want to play, come over here and we'll sign you up. And so, there were a bunch of us, who just came to sort of hang out and watch, and didn't want to get kicked out. And so they were all dudes, though, right? It was all guys. And so he's like, well, maybe we can pair you up and let you guys play with the actual Parago partners. And so there was a big hubbub about it. Oh, should we let guys play? And they're like, well, maybe if one of you identifies as a gender non-binary, we can, or ungendered non-binary, or what, you can do that. And I was like, sure, I volunteer, yes, sign me up. So anyway, I partnered with one of the local 5 bonds here, Sonny Cho. Some of you guys who play here regularly, on Tuesdays, he's comes around, and he's, again, a strong Korean player. I like Sonny a lot especially because right before the AlphaGo Lee Sedol match, he was going around wanting to bet people money on the game that the human was just going to destroy the robot. And I almost took him up on it. I was like, what kind of odds will you give me? Will you give me anything greater than 1-to-1? He's like, no, it's just got to be straight up money. And I was like, I'll pass, but man, I should have done it. Anyway, he was very interested in computer Go, and anyway, we got paired together, and that made us the strongest pair, 4-dan and 5-dan at the tournament. So at the first game, we were playing against, Lee Hodgen and her husband, the 4-dan professional who registered officially as 9-dan in the AGA system, and her husband 4Q. So we actually had to give them a 2-stone handicap, because you average the ranks and then you look at the difference, and there's like a 1.5 stone difference. So the two of us were giving Lee Hodgen a 2-stone handicap. That's where all the trouble started. But at this tournament, everyone had a good time. There was cake, there was punch, there was alcohol. If you want to get drunk and play Go. At the US Go Congress, they do a pair Go tournament every year where people do dress up, although I think it's gotten less and less since I started going 10 years ago. And when people dress up, often it's for comical reasons. There's been, I've seen multiple people in dinosaur costumes, for instance. Just things, not your normal suit and tie, ball gown kind of effect. Anyway, pair Go is a thing. It's really fun. I don't think it needs to be gendered. I think, if you just want to play Go with somebody else, find a friend, 4 of you sit down on a board, and basically you each alternate moves on each team respectively. And in official pair Go rules, the women are supposed to go first, unless it's a handicap game, because the black woman puts out the initial handicap stones, and then you have the white woman, and the black man, and the white man, and then the black woman, and then there's an official order, okay? I'm just saying there's a bunch of rules here. The rules for this tournament were also 45 minutes of time, no byoyomi. So sudden death. And that will come into effect in this game. Keep that in mind. Okay, no, because when my opponents have about 56 seconds on the clock, I decide to start a massive co-fight. So, foreshadow. Oh yeah. That was what we had a few people come over and start going like, whoa. But we'll talk about that because, oh man. All right, so anyways, 2-stone game. There are the 2 stones. I, being the white woman, get to play the actual first move. You like it?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. And the order is very important. So there's a lot of strategy to the order in pair Go. And so if you are playing as, let's say, the weaker of the 2 people on your team, and especially if the stronger person on the opponent's team is following you, you want to be the person who makes a lot of dumbass forcing moves, right? You want to be the person who just pokes in this wall and your opponent has to respond. And let your stronger partner play all the big decision moves or the big invasions or the big reduction points, doing all the real hard work, where your job is to keep the strong player just occupied, right? That was not the case. In this situation, I had Dan following me, right, who is by far the weakest person at the table, just trying to keep up with everybody. So often I tried to play moves that would make him screw up, right? So my job, I saw, was to play cheaty ass moves that shouldn't work or make him tricked or give him a bunch of trouble. So keep that in mind as well, okay? Because that's gonna matter. All right, black took a corner. Sunny plays here. Hajin plays here, and da 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 da. What is this?
3-3 Beijing.
Yeah, where does this come from?
No.
Yeah, this is a robot move. And again, I felt great playing it because I know Sunny was really into Robot Go, and I've been studying some of my own Robot Go, so I was like, let's play some Robot Go. So that's how the beginning of this game kind of went, actually. Like very much the beginning was a robot game for a dozen or so moves here. Anyway, black blocks this way, whites. Again, Hajin plays in, I think it was Hajin. I play here, wait, I should think. Here, Dan, Sunny, right, Hajin. 4 down pro plays the newest, fanciest robot move. We talked about this last week, right, this variation. So we play out the rest of this Joseki to here, and then Tanuki. And the Tanuki was here. I think this Tanuki's okay. Again, Tanuking from this position is now like the new hotness, right? This is the new robot go move. I think you can also Tanuki like this. I don't think it has to be this point, but it's fine. I played here. Dan plays here. And then white Tanukis. And actually, I should say, I think white Tanukis, part of the problem with recalling this game, and again, I did try to put it down on my iPad like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours after the game to try to remember it. But when you're recalling a Parago game, things get really screwy really fast, right? Because you only played 1/4 of the moves, and half of the moves, like normally the hardest part about recalling the games is remembering what your opponent did. And now you have to remember what 2 opponents did and your partner. And the reason why it's hard to remember what your opponents did is because you don't understand the meaning of what they were trying to do always, right? Like they have their own idea. You're not inside their head. You know the meaning of your own moves, but you don't necessarily know the meaning of your opponents. Well, now in Parago, you have to remember, you don't often know the meaning of your partner's moves. And that's going to happen later on in this game too. So we Tanuki here, and I believe this exchange happened next. What I'm saying is in my game record, I have all the right shapes. Like I have it, the right position eventually, but sometimes the timing of these sequences are off. The exchanges, right? So it ends up in the same positions, but sometimes the position might be a little bit off. This is a really big move, like for both players, and I think it's fine for either black or white to get it, but it's a very big move. So white pushes once, and then plays here. Does this move seem striking?
Was this you or your partner?
This, God.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm pretty sure I played this. I think it was me. I'm pretty sure it was me.
Isn't that something robots are starting to favor rather than sliding?
Yeah, and this is also a new, we're playing Robot Go, right? This is the robot move here. How many of you guys know this move? The robots don't play this move anymore. The question is why? Hi, iPad.
Gives black more choices about what to do next.
Yeah, so it's yes, you're on the right track. I can go a level deeper, but black can very easily Tanuki here. Like it's very Tanukiable. Black doesn't feel very much pressure. But second, if black Tanukis, or even let's say plays the outside like this would also be a very nice move in this case. When white plays here and exchanges this, this stone actually is in the wrong place, right? It looks like this stone should be here, right? It looked like this was the position. Black plays here. Where would white respond? Here. But the robots have figured out, oh, if I play this, I lose a point for no reason. And maybe even some eye shape too. Might be worse for eye shape. So, there's really both of these reasons contribute, right? The robots know that, oh, this is not enough pressure. It doesn't have a big enough effect. It doesn't force your opponent to respond. Your white cannot gain enough by continuing here to really force black to feel bad. And so black can go do something else, or again, nominally take the outside. The robots really like this position for black. They really like this position. They like this one less. So anyway, so both Sunny and I know this, right? We're like the 4 and 5 non. We're kind of looking at these AlphaGo games and learning the same lessons, and so, I think I played this one. And we play out this Joseki. Now this Joseki though, if it plays out exactly how it did, it's actually worse than this move for white. But I won't try to go any further into robot analysis. Next move for white. Does anyone know what it is? To continue this Joseki?
Yeah, it's descent.
It is not descend. Whoever descended just lost go for the entire week.
So it's Hane?
It's Hane. Yes, Max, you lost go for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. This move, you have to know this move.
Don't study enough AlphaGo.
Hmm?
So I don't study enough AlphaGo.
This is actually a Joseki before AlphaGo.
Oh.
But the difference is that AlphaGo just plays it in this situation.
Okay.
Normally this is a Joseki you play later when this outside is more defined.
Okay.
And you know you just want to make a brick right here. Whoops. Yeah. And actually there's another variation that they don't play. In this case, black can play this move. So this version of the Joseki has other variations. They don't. They play this one. Again, the 4Q is like hanging on, right? It's like, okay, you guys are doing robot stuff. Let me just play simple. Actually, this one was the Hajin move, because the 4Q plays something really interesting. A move that I don't see that often. 4Q plays here. This is not Joseki, as far as I know. It might be now, maybe, because this push is actually kind of good for white. But white plays here, and then black extends. Again, normally this exchange is not made. Normally it looks like this. But this exchange doesn't seem bad because look what black is trying to do. It's huge moyo. So maybe. White plays here. Black then play this. And if you're white, what do you do?
Split.
Where?
Somewhere where you can make a 2-space base on both sides.
That was the point I played. And I played it immediately. The robe, so I actually did a little bit of analysis in Lila Zero for this game. Lila Zero didn't like my move. I think it was one of the contenders, but like one of the least favorable ones. Lila Zero, number one, thinks this move is very big, which it is. And normally, if this exchange didn't get made, this would probably be the move I would play naturally, right? But for me, like this 4Q kind of tricked me. And was like, hey, I'll exchange this. As I'm going, I feel a lot stronger now. So I'm gonna go play here. So I think Lila still likes this move. But the other move it's considering is actually on the 4th line. I want to play a 4th line move, which I kind of like, actually. It's just a little bit more willing to run. But yeah, here, you'll see what happens to this move, because I think black plays against this move very well. How safe is this group?
May get too eyes, but
As long as it's not enclosed right now, it feels pretty safe.
I feel safe, but I want you to hold that thought. And while you're holding that thought, I want you to think, how would black best annoy this group? Okay, you're gonna keep that in the back of your mind for the next 20 moves, and then we'll come back and ask Chris a question of how safe he feels when the time's right. Okay? All right. So 4Q turn. This one feels correct, right? Like as far as blocking, or as far as making a base, right? This feels right to me. Partially because white has to make a base over here. But what happens if black plays this kind of move? Black is undercutting both white groups, right? That looks nice. 4Q screws it up. 4Q plays over. Huzzah, 4Q. We need you, buddy. We need you to come through to overcome these handicap stones. Where do you play as white?
the other way.
Yeah, just make a base this way. And notice there's still this, right? It's completely just hanging out up here. All right, Hajin looks at this and goes, Immediately, right? This is just get something. And we play a pretty normal Joseki, except I decide to cheat again. So we play out this Joseki. And this is, I think we looked at this one in the, actually like 2 months ago, maybe like my Invasions lecture. I know we did. And where does white play? Cut. Where does black play? Good. And where does white play? It's my turn.
Also supposed to kind of extend.
Yeah, this is the proper move. This is not what I play. I cheat. This is the proper move. And with this move, white has a guaranteed eye here, and at least one eye down here. White is completely alive. And if you look, we had a giant black wall here, a giant black wall here. How many points is there along this side for black? 12, maybe?
Easy like.
There's more here, but this was huge, right? This was epic in size. And so for white to live very comfortably feels really unfortunate for black. It's a little bit too comfortable. But I don't play this move. I'm like, hey, we still have to make up a handicap zone here somewhere. Let's see if we can press our advantage up here first. And 4Q, sure enough, responds. It's like, hey, that's cool. I'm gonna play up here. This move, robots really hate this move.
Oh, really?
Yeah, robots will not play this. Big loss, very big loss. Robot almost always attached to one side or the other. This is the one you probably learn as a simple split. But robots really hate this like bubble areas of space where just dominate, like nothing's gonna happen. They do not like it. And there are reasons we could kind of futz our way through, but I won't. I'll just say, in general, this is the basically considered the only way to play now. Partially because of robots. Even though, but pros have stopped playing this even well before robots too. Like this was very rare to see even in a pro game. It's almost like a special case Joseki. Like you'd see it, but only in certain circumstances. Anyway, forcing plays here. So I'm going, great. That's a great exchange, right? Not even playing like a real forcing move. This is a very soft, bubbly kind of move. Sonny, he looks at this and he's just like, no, we need this move. So, quit screwing around up here. So the question is, why do we need this move? Can someone look at black and figure out what black should play? What's the best way for black to harass white?
Hesitant to play it, but I'm not going to.
This one?
Yeah.
That's a great move. You are very strong. Because what does white do here? Does white run the stone out? Oh god, oh god. Big problem. Does white take this stone?
Let's go 6.
Black can play here very easily. Sometimes black can even play here. Where if white has nowhere to run to and a shortage of liberties, this can't actually run very far. Where are you running? Very difficult. Find a place to go to. So one of those two, something depending on what's on the outside. Yeah, and once this happens, it's actually really hard for white to find two eyes down here. Like it gets very because of this stone and this backing up and this backing up. Black can play very aggressively to reduce eye space down here. We looked at it briefly with Hajin after the game, and she thought it would die. But she didn't play it in the game, so I don't know. But in any event, she never had time to even think about it because her partner played this, and then Sunny immediately came here. So, we're safe. Big, nice, solid group in the middle of Black's Moyo. But when Sunny plays this move, right, now you're giving like the difficult move to the 4-down pro. So she comes up with this move. which is Joseki. What is she doing here?
Separating the two stones.
Well, they're already separated.
Leaning on the one to come back and attack the other?
Potentially. Let's see, even more simpler,
Use
guys.
some influence facing your wall.
What is this? This is big. Okay. So this is one of the Joseki shapes, but here it works very nicely with this formation, right? Can you imagine Black getting just maybe one more move out here? That's 50 points, right? For you. White does not have 50 points. Dive in. What does Black do? What does the 4Q Black player do? Block this way. I think Black could also play this way. I didn't actually look at, I don't remember what the Lila Zero said, but that might be slightly better. This is okay. White, of course, plays here. And then Black plays this shoulder hit. So it's my move. And it's kind of an interesting situation because what is Black getting here? Lots. Hajin thought I would actually try this as a way to sort of get in here. And if Black just pushes this way, White will get a lot down here. I did not do this. And I asked Lila Zero after the game what I should do here. And Lila Zero played what I played. But after the game, I told everyone what I played was a mistake and I should just, go back to bed. Because this looks like a terrible move. This is 15Q move. So why is this so terrible? Why would this move be terrible?
You're like pushing from behind on the third line.
Pushing from behind on the third line, helping your opponent make a moyo. 3 reasons. None of them are good for White. But this is what the robot plays. And so this is just one of those fascinating moments where it's like, yeah, like this is not a plan, right? You need to think further than this. Like this is a bad exchange. But why would the robot think this is good?
It thinks it can still reduce in there? Or?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, make this really solid. Now, if this is safe, and this is safe, and this is safe, and this is safe, this is not safe, but that's spoiler alert for Chris later. We can just go do whatever we want, right? We can now deal with one thing. And you can always deal with one thing. Dealing with more than one thing, very hard. Dealing with one thing, you can do that. So by making this group, just one stone stronger, this exchange actually is good for White, even though it's a terrible exchange for all other reasons. What other choices would White have? There's actually a very human move in this Joseki that you guys might not know, but you do see quite often. You see this move?
But you're gonna look at it and think, oh, that's probably a code situation.
No, it's not code. With Black Ataris, you just kidding. There's still defect. So this is the shape point, right, to expose defects. The thing is, it's not very good after White makes this exchange. After this exchange, like you're exposing 2 defects, but we just helped Black kind of fix one. Guess what my stupid 5-dot partner did? At this point, he stopped playing Robot Go and he started playing Human Go. So we made this exchange. It's not a good exchange now.
Makes it even stronger. Black even stronger.
Exactly. We're making Black stronger. Yeah, there's no reason to play this. Black didn't actually take the Atari. Black disconnected here. Black should take this Atari right now. I don't think this is a bad thing to save. Although actually maybe not, because maybe Black shouldn't take it yet. Black will eventually take it. But after Black gets this turn, if there's anything Black can do over here, Black can take this move and then play this peep if White needs to respond over here. So yeah, maybe taking the Atari right now isn't a good idea because there's this possibility of this down here and then peep. But you don't want to do this and this. You want to do one or the other, right? They both help White's group. They're just helping in different ways. I played the robot way, he played the human way. And this is a little bit of going to be a common theme here where and it's common for every Parago game you are ever going to play, where you and your partner will start disagreeing about stuff. And you'll play a lot of redundant moves, and you'll play a lot of moves where both of you ignore whatever the other one's doing. All right, it's coming out. Let me just get the iPad caught up here. Okay, so anyway, it's my move again because my partner played human move. What would you do? What would you do?
My own sector mine?
Yeah, you want to reduce, right? That's what I did. The move I came up with was here. Was it here? Yeah. You don't like?
Not.
You made a face, though. Admit it.
It seemed almost too deep, but I buy it.
Okay. Leela Zero. One of its top, I don't know if it's the first or second top candidate, but I wanted to play there. Yeah, this was kind of on feeling. I kind of regret playing a little bit too close to this. I do kind of wish I played a little bit further away. So I kind of see Lilo Zero's point. This also helps, if you get strong over here, this helps expose this defect a little bit more. Over here, I don't know. I was just thinking, if I was black and had to answer this, I wouldn't really know what to do. That could be very unclear to me. Whereas if I played more this way, or even deeper, I kind of expected the 4Q to play something like this and just take, 30 points. And I didn't want the 4Q just, this isn't necessarily the best move in the world, but like that looked like a move a 4Q would play, and I didn't want him to play it. So we played here. The 4Q, man, God bless his heart. He's like, okay, coming into our base, what do we have to do? When you want to attack something, what do you do? When you want to attack noise in the, no, I can't, no. When you want to attack in the east, what do?
In the west.
You make noise in the west. So he goes, ha!
Oh, jeez.
And with like all the Dawn players at the table are going, wow, all right. Like, you have a big dream. The little 4Q. He's not little, but you get my point, right? Like, wow, he's thinking bigger than all of us. All right. And for White, to be fair, like this is actually fine for Black. Like White's actually kind of unhappy about this move. Like this stone works here. It even works a little bit with this. White already made this exchange, so there's really not a lot of points over here. And after this move, there's definitely not a lot of points down here. Like, he's reducing the last bit of White's potential on this board, essentially. And so, we're like, wow. Sonny plays here. 4-Down Pro plays here. In this case, there's a little bit of a, I don't, yeah, actually, no, I played with the I played another very robot move. The robot liked my move. My opponent did not. We talked about it in the game. And so I feel very vindicated now that I put it in Lilo Zero and he got on board. I played here.
Wow.
Wow, Dan, even Dan's like, wow, why are you so whoa, Dan?
It's kind of local. It's kind of local.
It's a big move.
Yeah, I can say what
Black can play there right now. White would be really sad. So I play here.
But it doesn't.
There's still this. But wait,
It says
wait.
nothing about Black's tactics. Black's, overall stratagems, by which, the previous couple moves.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to prevent is this invasion,
Sure.
right?
Why didn't Hajin like it?
No, Hajin, I said the robot liked my move. My partner was
Oh, your partner.
partner was like, what are you doing? But wait, we're gonna have another partner fight here. Because he's looking at this and going, okay, good for you, I'm getting out. This is all getting very scary. Hajin plays here. Keep it separated. And I play here. Robot likes my move. I'm still playing Robot Go. The robot likes this. Why do you think the robot likes this? First of all, it's a huge move. In terms of points, it's actually really big. Because even with just this exchange, right, black can still play here, right? It's probably not as bad as white didn't make this exchange. Like, white can deal with this more. But after this exchange, right, black cannot play here right now. Just period. Black would have to kill off this stone first or do something else. So it's very big in terms of points. Second, if black doesn't respond, later on, this undercuts a black base. And if white gets strong here, now all of a sudden there's a target. So, and this is keeping this weak is especially important because, Chris, remember this? All right. 4K response. And my plan is just to play this exchange, and Tanuki. Right? Just do that. That was my plan. That was my plan. Big mistake. I think Lila Zero said this was like an 8 or 9% mistake. It was like, it's a big move. This is worth a lot of points. But it doesn't, black already played here, so black got a little bit stronger. We're not really threatened to undercut it. It's really just points, and it doesn't really have a lot to do with the safety of the group. It's really just, it's a really big endgame move, like a 15+ point endgame move. Maybe it leaves some Aji here later, but I was pissed. And again, during Parago, you're not allowed to talk. The things you're allowed to say, anyone know the things you're allowed to say during a Parago game? Is it my turn? Should we resign? How much time is on the clock? And the only time people usually ask how much time is on the clock it means when you want to tell your opponent to stop thinking and play a move. Yeah. Anyway, I kind of wanted to turn to him and ask him, how much time is left on the clock?
Should we resign?
That's good too. All right, Chris, your moment of glory has come. It is black to play. What do you do?
I'm guessing go after the base somehow, but
You got that point picked out? Tell me a move. Putting the new guy on the spot. It's great.
it's not rude. S2 or whatever that second line.
S2, like here?
Or I was thinking, S on the second line on the other side, but yeah, that. And there, yeah.
You are a 4-down professional. Yeah. This move guarantees white cannot have 2 eyes. Oh dear. And furthermore, how does it react to this? Very nicely, right? Helps this group not get under attack too, right? This is a very big move. And so actually, I just say even though like Lila Zero liked my moves here, for a large stretch, it was like, white, just play here. Like it was screaming this the whole time too. It's like the moves I played were like its second candidate often, right? Between this one and this one and this one. This is the move it wanted to do much more than any of mine. So black got to play here, so that's cool. What do you do? And again, I have to play after the 4-down pro. I want to make that known.
My thoughts might turn to killing other things.
What can you kill?
It's not pretty strong.
No, it's a problem.
Hard to kill things here. I played here, it was like, hey, can we just live? And also the idea of this is, if we're going to attack anything, right, it needs to not have a base.
Right.
So hey, can I just live? And if not, maybe we can find a weakness here. But it's actually really hard to because black made this exchange, right? So so black's even a little bit stronger than he would be or they would be in a normal situation. After me, it's the 4Q. 4Q should absolutely just play here. 4Q doesn't. 4Q's like, yeah. Robot's actually is like, okay. Like, Robot's okay with this. Robot still wants, this is like first choice, and then it has like, play any of these moves over here. Like, anything over here is like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth choice. So you did okay. You did okay here. Well, first of all, this just works, right? Well, you can just live here, this way. But that's boring. We'll push here first. See if we can get anything more than just living. Right. Black blocks. That's fine.
Nice.
I place here. Actually, I play here. This is my move. Oh, and man, God bless the 4Q. Guess where the 4Q played? Connects. And the thing is, because white got to play here, actually me. Yeah. I played here and here with my two moves. That's alive.
It's alive already. That's terrible.
I know, that's why we're God blessing the 4Q.
But he peeped you. He peeped you, right? No. He peeped you. Who was the one that peeped you in the original?
Hajin.
Oh.
Yeah. So Dan plays here. And we're going, hallelujah. At this point, we go here, the two-stone handicap is gone. Like, we're just about at an even game. It's like 48-52 or something, and Mila's 0. Right, after this connection. So even though, you know, I was livid when my opponent connected here, my partner connected here, Dan got the same idea somehow and connected here, and I was ready to do happy hands. I was like, look, you inspired him to make a bad connection. He totally got that idea from you. Of course, you can't say this, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, your move totally worked.
It's mind games.
It's the mind games. Yeah, so we get to play 3 moves into this Moyo. That's pretty cool. Now, but the game's not over. Even this is a lie, but no points. Or, 4 points. This is a lie, but not many points. This is a lie, and 10 points. This is alive and a little more than 10 points.
I think white's winning here.
And I kind of question about where those 3 stones are gonna go towards.
These have no eyes yet, Dan.
Yeah.
If we just count territory-
They're really hard to kill completely. I mean.
Okay, Fordon Pro is the next person to move. She plays here.
Okay, so those guys are gonna.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I overplay because, hey, there's a 4Q playing after me. I go, hey, you worried about this cut, 4Q? And the 4Q actually said, no, I'm going to fight back. So that was good for him. I was disappointed.
Okay.
I thought he would play here. In which case, this would be a very good exchange for white.
Alright, but still.
This is still okay, but this is now a bad exchange for white, is my point. This is a bad exchange for white, Dan. This here?
You don't have to survive with
Here.
You can just strengthen the 3 original cards.
Well, we have to now. How would you do it?
Well, I mean,
Exactly, okay. So we still have a problem, right? We didn't really solve anything. We just made these exchanges. There's no cut here yet, right? White can connect, but that gets really risky. There's a double peep plus wedge here. Very risky. The move I come up with, which is bad, I just play here.
what if you play on top of those 2 stones?
This is better. Oh, you want to play this
Maybe
Tetsuji?
not that. Does that look anything?
I don't know. I think best move is to lean like this. I was scared to do this in game because I was still thinking there's going to be a cut in here, and for whatever reason, I was just really not wanting black to get stronger here, because there's a cut here, here. So I really just wanted to avoid giving black strength here, so I didn't want to touch that stone. I was also sort of eyeing stuff around here with this stone and maybe this connection, so I don't know, I want to move more to that way. My move's not good though. It's not good enough shape for it to be played. But I played. 4Q doesn't know what to do. 4Q's looking at this board going. So when that happens, and your partner is Lee Hodgin, what do you do?
Unfortunately, I code for it.
Yeah, clever.
Yeah.
That actually is pretty clever.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. It's like, I don't know what to do. This is complicated. This is.
It's an amazing strategy. Just use a co-threat in order to get your partner to play the next move.
That's right. That's standard Parago strategy. And there's a shape point in this white shape that white would really like to get. And I see it. And I'm like, oh, there's my next move. But Hodgin is playing next. So she just takes it. Can you imagine the difference, right? If white just played here. This is much more optimistic, right? Now white can actually even consider playing moves like this. Yes? Or just, link up easily that way, whatever. Like this, and this starts to make eyes, right? White can also play this side, start making eyes. So this is super important shape point. And so my beautiful looking move to screw up the 4Q was totally thwarted because the 4Q was smart enough to know he didn't know what to do. Played the forcing move, and oops, let Hodgin play there. So disappointing. I played here. All right, 4Q. Well, let's go again. Round 2. Best move in this case is for he should play here. Separate it. You can actually stay pretty strong as black. And if white is going to live here, it's going to barely live. Black will have this completely surrounded, and then black just has to worry about this linking up. Probably there, and this whole middle group will die. He doesn't do that. He just goes through. Great. I got away with one. Good. Of course, this move later on has follow-ups like this, right? Things like this, or even just that. Start making shape, even maybe exposing this cut, or even coming down this way and making eyes, right? Like I like my move, but Robot says it's actually not very good because black should just cut you. If black doesn't cut you, then hey, then this is great. Good exchange. Okay, time for white to make shape. White plays here. Black says no shape for you. White wants to make shape. Black. White says, hey, I want to make shape and space for myself. And I think Hodgin plays here. And basically, at this point, it's kind of like give up, or at least let white make something. Because black played passively here, this area is actually like black invested in this, right? With this move, if black played this would still be open. So black has made this choice, so she's sort of following through with this choice to say, okay, we got to let white do something. We'll just take all of this. So that's her plan. White plays here. Ari, take, and then come here. And so indeed, it looks like this whole strip is black, and some number of points up here is also black. So black didn't get anything. How does white feel? Amazing. White feels amazing, okay? Because at this point, white is winning the game. White already has territory, quite a bit of it. And now we've got this whole giant black thing has basically been reduced to about 30 points, but can also still have some ways it can be undercut. Here, here, here. So white is feeling great. Once this Panuki happens, The game has changed, right? Now black is firmly behind. I'm gonna get to beat a 4-Don pro in a 2-stone game as white. We're getting psyched here. So I'm like, okay, great. You wanted this. How much do you really want this? 4Q says, well, I still want some of it. Good, yes you do. My partner plays here. And this is a big move. Like we don't, like I think best move is actually here. I think this is still a better move. But this is so big that I don't mind. So why is this move big? It's flexible, it can actually help support the center group. White can actually just make another 10 points over here this way, or this way, or really what white really wants to do is actually cut this way. And if white cuts through here and gets a white wall here while making this group run or die, this group down here has problems. So I'm happy with this move. I still think top is best. I forgot what the robot said. I don't remember if I asked it or not. So there, this is part of the game, right? Where I think I screwed up the order of, there's an exchange made somewhere, but I don't remember who it is. Because somehow my game record, it's Hodgen's turn. And she plays here.
Okay.
That is a great move. Yes. That is forcing. Oh, maybe it's not actually that good, but it's actually maybe it's not that
Did
good.
you do a counter?
Yeah, so this is what I play. And Sonny and I play this. We're on the same page here. And since black actually has to come back and connect here, this move is no longer Sente. White comes with a Sente.
Cool.
Maybe Dan did play this. I don't remember who played that. Maybe my record's accurate, actually. Either way, this white group is alive. You can't kill this white group because of this move and this 5. It looks like black can. If something like this happens, but then there's this. Oh, that doesn't work either, right? Yeah, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Yeah, unkillable. If white or black comes from this side with a monkey jump, white just plays there. You can't pop out this way. So that's neat. Actually, I think white should play one of these first, but whatever it is, you can make the idea. So we play that whole thing out to there, but now it's white Sente, and I play a bad move. I play here. And it's only bad, this is okay as a move, as far as moves go, this is better.
Just because it's more solid, or?
Yeah, the problem with this move is that you kind of then have to babysit it. There's actually not quite enough liberties under here. And I kind of knew this at the time, but I just wanted to play it anyway because I was like, look, we have these stones here. I want to play a more threatening move that really threatens to link up to them. So, yeah, but at the end, this is still better. And even if black can block this way, white can still get more in Sente, right? It's still a fine reduction, and you're making points, and like you're still gaining points as white. So I should play there. I played here. 4Q takes this and plays here. And I'm going, ha, look at this peep. Isn't that cool? And so then they play here. So yellow. Oops. And at this point, there's really no reason to continue. Like we've already made good exchanges. We can connect more later. But now we come back here. And the original plan for this move is underway. Black counters here. And again, remember this exchange, that's a thing. I play here. Again, making points, again, making this into a serious thing. Comes on top, block. In the game, I kind of thought this might happen, and they might run out, and then this whole plan of like doing stuff in here might come to fruition, but yeah, they block this way. And so we get to cut here, and boom, this already giant corner just grew, right, by another 12 to 15 points between this and this. So we're feeling great. I think at this point, Wheel of Zero is like white has a 97, 98% chance to win this game.
And what happened?
It's like 3.2%.
There's a bunch of exchanges. These exchanges, again, the timing of which I might be a little bit off on. This is actually, this exchange was like one of the hardest exchanges to remember when this happened, because it's a 4-move exchange where all of us play by exactly 1 move, and the turn order doesn't change. And so it's like, God, when did that happen? Anyway, so I just put it on there because I'm pretty sure it happened before this, and I think this happened pretty soon. My partner played there. Of course, this move, it's a dual threat. They take this monkey jump to reduce. Again, this is just points. It's not enough points for them to threaten to win the game. Dan plays there. To fix. They play more things over here. Again, that's all endgame. And somehow we exchanged this for this. And I think that was the 4Q, right? Because black should be playing over here. This is at least taking this Atari means you can build something here, right? After white gets this, now white's territory is even bigger and your territory is even weaker. This also might have happened before this. Again, my memory gets very fuzzy as far as the order of these things. I'm going to put a few more exchanges on the board just to get these shapes down. Again, another 4-move exchange. No idea when it happens. This exchange, life. White just makes life. Up here with this one. At some point, the next biggest move for white is to play here. And it's going to be a little bit of story time because this shape, so many mishaps happen between now and even later, just stemming from this move. Black plays here. What do you think? I think this is actually a good move. It looks bad, right? Because white's going to play here, right? And then capture. Whoops, that's not a white stone. Sorry, black will capture and then play here, which is what happened in the game. But if black doesn't play this move, right, these 2 stones actually have a problem. So go back. And so if you play something like this, it's actually, why can't you just keep pushing, right? Like, there's a problem here. Anyway, I think I don't get too bogged down in details here. But if white has to come back to capture this, that buys black time, essentially to fix this. So Atari here. All right, you ready for some 4Q time? Are you ready? 4Q plays here. Do you see it, Max?
I don't know, I think I see a cut maybe.
Oh, how do you cut it?
I don't know, no. I don't want to show you that.
Remember this Atari that never got taken? What happens if white plays it? None of us see it, except Hajin. We all, like, in our brains, like, just assumed that the 4Q would, like, fix it. Right? 4Q should Atari and then fix, right? This is, like, the only way it should go. And when he does it, like, none of us just, like, all of us brain fart, and just no one sees it. And so, very embarrassingly, it's not my move. That's good for me, right? It's not my move. I'm not the person who screwed this up. And actually, it's doubling me because I'm not even looking at this. I'm just mystified at the move my opponent played because it's awful. not my opponent, my partner. I keep calling my partner. He's working with me, not against me.
Everyone's your partner.
So remember that. He plays here. And this is the move that looks good, but is really awful. And so I was pissed, because I'm staring at him like. And so none of us notice, this thing. He plays here. Hodgen's like, okay.
It's time to fix this.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder actually, maybe we should Tanuki this. Yeah, maybe that's my mistake. Can I Tanuki here? Can I just play this? Then his move is great. Not as good as this one, but then it works great. Like here. Yeah, this looks totally like I can Tanuki this. Crap.
You're 2.5 points right there.
Crap. I don't need to connect there. I should just play here. Oh, such learning we're having. No, I just need to play there. Yeah, now black plays here. And again, part of the reason why I was connected here because I was just pissed about him playing this. This is such a bad exchange. Because if he doesn't play this, we're going to play here. Black cannot resist. Can we even play here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, can't play there yet, so we can just keep coming out. Oh, do you see the pain? So black can't do any of that, so black has to do something like this. But that's fine. All right, and then we can even play a move like this. Black needs eyes real fast. And has to play another move. And we get all this endgame here. Anyway, that was. I yelled at him after the game for that, and he agreed. But he should yell at me for this. So we're even. Who? What is that? What he said?
No, I made a blunder.
Oh, you're playing go over there.
Yeah, I made a blunder.
Okay.
Too much talking.
Too much talking over here. Am I interrupting your go game, Dan? All right, a bunch more of this end game. Let's put some more shapes on the board. Again, the order I can't speak with perfect accuracy. Which one? Something. Move over here. Oh yeah, and so my partner, like right now, white is still winning this game. He starts thinking he can kill this or do something. I don't know. I don't understand it. And ask me after the game, he's like, I don't know. And he plays this move. And I'm going, I don't see it. Like, I don't say this literally, but that's in my head what I'm seeing, what I'm saying. So black gets to play here. And I'm like, yeah, I'll play over here. This is good. I wish I got to play over here first, but sure. Let's play this. But then, my partner's like, yeah! And this isn't anything. Like, this is not really anything. Because white can play here and kill this one stone. But it takes 2 moves to do it. So he played this move to effectively get a half point. We should have just been playing over here. So sad, so sad. More exchange, endgame exchange. And again, this is a Pergo with a fixed time limit, right? Absolute time on the clock. So down we're in like the single digit of minutes mark, right? Is where we're at in the game.
How many minutes did you start with?
45 per side. At some point there's this exchange. And what ends up happening is that black ends up actually threatening to build points here and take away all these points. And we have to actually work really hard to just make sure black gets no points here. Sonny kept thinking we could separate this for somehow, but I couldn't find it, and we couldn't find it after the game. So again, he was hallucinating, we think. There's a part in the game though, upcoming. After all, I'm not going to play all these out because I don't have the record accurate enough to do it. White plays here, and black plays here. Some other exchange gets made, and then my partner plays here. Black comes in like this to take this Atari first. And I play here. And the 4Q takes the 2 stones. So I take another stone. So this was 2 for 2 exchange. Right now, white's fine, right? White was fine giving these 2 up to get these 2 here. White's getting another one here. Black has to block. And on the clock, we have like 1:12 left. Our opponents are like 50-something seconds. And I'm going, fuck yeah.
Especially because it's not a code that can hurt you.
It doesn't feel like it, does it? It really doesn't. So I play this without thinking, and like Sonny's on board, right? He's like, yeah. Because this feels like a great code for white. Look at how much black can lose here. Look how little white can lose. But here's the thing. White has no co-threats. Find some co-threats for white, please.
1, and that's it.
Here?
0.1.
Here? What else you got? Again, this was actually all filled in already, so there's really this, that was this dame. Here for 2 points? I got real small, real fast. Meanwhile, right, black has all of this, this. There's even, actually, after all this stuff gets filled in, there's actually a little bit more of like endgame things here. This. There's a lot of threats. There's a lot of big threats. It's not just there's a lot of big ones. So we can't win the co-fight. Like we make our like 3 co-threats, and they're like, okay, now let's just fill. But basically, black doesn't even have to take the stone. Well, I mean, black kind of, I think, did in the game. But this co-fight didn't end up, is that right? This wasn't quite right. Hold on. Black finishes the co somehow. That obviously that doesn't work, but whatever it was. By basically starting this co-fight, white got nothing out of it, right? There was nothing that white got. And we essentially gave up an extra point. And yeah, that sucked because it ended up being a 2.5 point game in their favor. Yeah, just starting a co-fight you can't win is a bad idea. Because they could, keep playing endgame for this co-fight, right? And even though they only had like 50 seconds on the clock, they were just, Hodgins is a machine. And Dan can make a co-threat or fill the co when he needed to. So, in conclusion, this was big enough.
What went wrong? You guys seemed like really solidly.
We had a 98% chance to win the game, according to Leela Zero.
So how did they come back?
This stuff over here was like had a lot to do with it. Because even though we're gonna win, we're not gonna win by a lot. It's like we maybe have like a 5 point advantage.
Oh, okay.
Right. So we give up a few extra points here. We give up. We don't take advantage of anything over here. Right. We waste too much time. We lose another point or 2 in a co-fight that we don't need. We definitely missed this thing. Yeah, it's that, right there, right between, this reduction right here, getting more points here, and there's already more than 5 points. And so, oh God.
Sounds like the 2 stone handicap is about right.
That's what we all said at the end. That was like the first thing like Hodgin said. It's like, oh, I guess the 2 stone handicap was right. We went, shut up, Hodgin. We didn't actually say that. You don't tell the Ford on Pro to shut up. So anyway, it was a great game. It was definitely fun. And I'm actually a little bit glad we lost because if the winner of the Parago tournament wasn't a male-female thing, then there's like that whole, we have to go through that whole like, well, is this Parago? Is this actually Parago thing again? So it was fine for us to lose a game. And they actually lost their next game. But they had to give a 6 stone handicap, I think. It was a much different game for them. Yeah, so it was good. I do recommend Rango or Parago, whatever you want to call it. It is a lot of fun. It's very frustrating. It is very much a game that calls for alcohol, like earlier I alluded to, the bottles of wine that were here. And yeah, there's reasons for that in Pair Go and not at a normal Go tournament. Because your opponent plays moves like this, or this one, and this one, that just make you want to go to that table. One interesting rule of Pair Go, you're not allowed to leave the table with your partner. You can only leave one at a time. So you have to drink alone, but it's all right. So yeah, that was our Pair Go game. We won our next one. I don't have the game record for that. It was just ridiculous. It was. We had to give 6 stones and very inconsistent play from all parties. But yeah, you guys inspired to play some Pair Go? Anyone want to play Pair Go tonight? Or Rango?
Sure.
Yeah, 3? We got 3? Is there 4? 4 or 5? Crap, we have 5. 5 doesn't work!
Multiples of 4.
All right, multiples of 4. All right, we'll go play some Pair Go, Rango. Use your forcing moves well. And the thing about Pair Go that everyone says like their favorite part is where like 2 of the people at the table, like you and an opponent, are playing some Joseki or fighting sequence over here, and the other 2 people, your 2 partners, are playing some sort of fighting Joseki sequence over here, and like just completely ignoring each other's fights for long stretches of time until they run into each other, and then you're like, oh, hello, nice to meet you. Yeah, ladders are fun. Yeah, whether or not your partner can read out the ladder. Like, do you trust me here? Like, oh God, I hope he sees the ladder. All sorts of things. Co-fights are also good because a co-fight is a 6 rotation, right? So it actually alternates who gets to make the co-threat and who gets to fill. Yep.
I lost my second game because my partner started to co-fight like 3 seconds on the clock.
See, that's what I tried to do. It totally didn't work. Totally did not work. So, okay, go forth. Let's play some Go.